they, won't they? A podcast for the hopeless.
And the romantics.
I'm Danielle.
And I'm Katie.
And today, we're spoiling Miss Congeniality.
Yes, we are.
Miss Congeniality.
Z. This movie's about hiding in a closet. Just kidding.
Such a cute flick. Such a cute flick.
So good. It's a classic. We love it.
So, Miss Congeniality.
We love
I'm just going to say it like that the whole time.
Okay, great. We love this movie.
Miss Congeniality.
Geology. Miss Geology.
Miss Congeniality.
Ew.
She really likes rocks.
She rocks.
She does rock. She rocks my socks off. Vibes.
Oh my god, remember rocks your socks?
Rocks with an X.
Yeah.
For both. Rocks my socks.
LOL.
LOL BRB.
TTYL.
Wait, what was your favorite AIM away message you ever had?
Probably something corporate lyrics.
I was just going to say probably lyrics from Constantine.
Yeah. Just me being like...
My Constantine.
Was walking down the stairs. And then underneath, rough night. Don't text the cell.
And then you'd be upset if no one texted the cell.
Yeah, 100%. Which, by the way, no one did.
Yeah.
I had one friend who texted me. And I would post on my Facebook or in my away messages, text the cellular device.
The cellular device. I don't know why we all did that. I did that too.
Text the cell.
Text the cellular device.
Just in case someone needs to get a hold of me because they can't reach me via AIM at the moment.
And they're only on Facebook. So they're like, oh, I should text the cell.
I guess I need to text the cell. Yeah.
Well, this movie, there's no texting of the cell. Came out in 2000, Miss Congeniality did.
I can't.
21 years ago.
I would just like to state for the record that we do this in every episode.
Yeah,
but
and we're going to keep doing it.
21 years ago, I feel like I remember being in love with this movie, and in my mind it came out like 2 years ago.
Yeah, like I would believe 10 years ago.
Yeah,
like
same.
Yeah,
or like 15 maybe.
But 21. I was only 8 years old when this came out.
She's misogynistic, honey, but we love her.
Oh yeah,
this movie is definitely 2000s. Like
yeah,
it's touching on feminist ideals.
It's like. Honestly, I think it's a pretty feminist movie because it shows, like, strong femininity comes in all shapes and sizes and doesn't necessarily have to go towards the masculine side.
It definitely is feminist, but for sure, like, 2000s feminist.
Yeah, pick-me feminism.
Because it's like...
I'm one of the boys.
But also, it's just, like, there's so much objectification.
Oh.
And there's so much, like... Women are valuable when they're pretty type rhetoric, but...
And nobody notices until you're pretty. Very, like, she's all that, takes off the glasses, and is suddenly beautiful.
Yeah, very that vibe. But I will say, I do love the overall message of this movie. Because I think that women are so often divided.
Mm-hmm.
And really, we just all need to band together.
Yeah, I agree.
It's like, you can be smart and intelligent and masculine, or you can be...
Smart and intelligent and feminine.
Super feminine, or you can be whatever you want to be. So I think this movie really
or you can be
hammers
something
that
in between. You can be androgynous. It just doesn't really matter.
It hammers that message home.
I agree. I love it. I think it's so cute. This is one of my favorites. Right up there with Dirty Dancing, I think. This one is just a movie that I love to come back to.
Totally.
It's so fun. And it's Sandra Bullock is a national treasure, and we take advantage of her. We don't love her enough.
I love her. I feel like when I think about my favorite rom-coms, she's like...
In all of them.
Yeah. Like, she really is... She just has this charming, like, relatable energy that, like, I feel like, I mean, she's not really. She's extremely beautiful and, like, Hollywood gorgeous.
Yeah, it's really difficult to relate to her, but at the same time...
Yeah, she has this, like, air of relatability in her... I don't know if it's like her humor, the way she talks, but she gives definitely that vibe. And I feel like all of her movies are so fucking good.
I feel like she gives off so much like girl next door vibes in this.
Yeah.
In most movies, honestly, just as a person.
But
I feel
like
she's
she
someone
kind of
you
like
would know.
redefines like what that was, because like for a long time the girl next door was like Marilyn Monroe.
Yeah,
like
which is
blonde,
like insane.
like gorgeous, like, but I feel like she is like a real kind of girl next door.
Yeah, 100%. I agree.
Yeah.
And then who is the main guy?
Oh, Mathews.
Eric Mathews by Benjamin Bratt. First of all, why is he so hot as a homeless man in the beginning of this movie?
Honestly,
where do they get off?
We take notes for the movies, and Danielle was like, "Do you need your notes?" And I was like, "Honestly, all I wrote was hot as homeless."
Hot as homeless man. Not even using his name or anything.
No.
Just hot as homeless man.
He looks fantastic.
Those jawbones, honey.
Those jawbones.
Oof.
Yeah, we love.
I would love to slice a piece of Gouda on them. Whatever that means.
Yeah. No, he's so hot and like dommy in a way that is nice. And I just like that the Aries in me loves that they're very
fighting
combative. Yeah.
Yeah.
And aggressive with one another. Love that.
So let's get into it. Let's get into the movie.
Yeah,
Let's start
vibes.
talking about it. Let's start now. Right now. Let's start. So the movie opens up. Sorry, headphone listeners. So the movie opens up. We see Gracie Hart, and she is sitting at a table. Just kidding. I'm not going to go into this much detail.
Whoa.
Can you imagine?
Imagine we did that.
No, but it opens up on what's very obviously a sting operation by the
no,
FBI.
it doesn't.
Yeah, it does.
No, it doesn't, Danielle. It opens
Oh my gosh, I forgot!
It opens up
Wow.
as Gracie Hart as a little girl at the playground.
Wow, I totally forgot about that scene. And it's such a cute scene. Wow. Fake fan.
I feel like it's her realizing too. Well, just to say what the scene is, she basically beats the crap out of this guy who's beating up another little kid.
Mm-hmm.
And then the guy that she protected, she's like, hey, he's a jerk, like, but you're really cute. And then the guy is like, now he's gonna think
I need a
girl to protect me. And then she punches him too.
Which, like, yes, bitch.
And I feel like that's a perfect way to show that, like, when you are like a strong woman, it's like there is this feeling that like tough boys don't like you because you're tougher than them or as tough as them, and then the other boys don't like you because you are tougher than them. And it's like you're just kind of typecasted into this role of like undesirable.
Yeah, and like you have to choose to be a tomboy and like be one of the guys, or else you're not going to get male attention either way.
Yeah.
Which is very sad.
Yeah.
But you know, I think she really found her place in the world within the FBI. I think she took all of that hurt and anger towards
her
men.
Her poor little inner child.
She really wanted to work with her inner child and be like, this is how I'm going to help heal you. We're going to fight the man at the FBI. So, I love that scene. I can't believe I forgot about it. Damn.
Yeah, classic. It's so cute. And the little girl who plays her is so
she's so cute.
She's so cute. She's good.
She's so good. Lands those punches, baby.
Baby.
Baby. So then we get into the scene I was just describing. It's very obviously a sting operation set up by the FBI, which I just said 3 minutes ago. And they're in like this Russian restaurant. We see Gracie hiding behind a book, and she's got like a little camera in it, and there's people from a van telling her what to do. And this is just kind of to show you like where she's at in her life now. So the sting operation goes awry. She believes that the criminal that they're trying to pin down is choking on a peanut. So she starts giving him the Heimlich. But then he tries to take her hostage with a knife, and one of her partners gets shot, and she gets into deep trouble.
It is a huge situation, honey.
And she's like the only woman on the FBI team, so it's like, I mean, I noticed this throughout the movie. It's like very easy for them to pinpoint every single one of her mistakes.
Yeah.
Whereas all the mediocre men and like unqualified men get to skate by unharmed because of the genitalia they were born
It's so
with.
true. And I one thing I will say for this movie is all of the men except for Matthews literally seem like such idiots.
And he was an idiot in the beginning of the movie,
No,
too.
he's an idiot too, but I'm just saying, like, they just seem like literal buffoons.
Which I kind of love.
Me too. I love that.
I love
it's
that
like,
they were like, look at these doofuses, and they get more praise from their boss than she
Gracie,
does.
like, knows actually what's going on. She's
an FBI profiler.
Yeah, she's
Criminal
amazing.
Minds who?
She's amazing.
She's amazing. Amazing. So she gets into deep trouble because one of the people on her team gets shot, and she gets told that she's going to be put on desk duty. And Eric Mathews, Stone Cold Fox, also from Boy Meets World. Just kidding.
Boy Meets World.
Boy Meets World. He gets to take the lead on this new case from a Unabomber essentially called the Citizen. And, you know, he's pretty inept. He's not great at his job. Like, very obviously Gracie should have been the point on this.
For sure.
But because she got in so much trouble in the last one, they don't even want her anywhere near it. But she's, like, volunteering to look into the case and look at, like, these letters that the Citizen sends to the FBI. And she figures out it's the Miss USA pageant. And she, like, tells Eric, like, pretty much everything that she would do if she were the lead. Mm-hmm. And he's like, oh, yeah, that's exactly what we should do while I'm thinking of it. Like, pretty much taking credit for what she's doing, even though she's not even...
Which is so realistic and annoying.
It's so gross. That scene makes me so angry because, like, she's technically not allowed to be on the case, but, like, she's doing literally all the legwork while everyone else just watches her.
Yeah.
So that's
Totally.
when they decide that they need someone undercover for the Miss USA pageant because it's such a big sting operation. Like, they don't know who this person is. That could be someone from the inside. They're not sure yet.
Totally.
So let's send an agent in.
This part is, like, probably the most
It's
icky in terms of, like...
this and then a part later in the movie.
Yeah.
Swimsuits.
They're just, like, all sitting around this computer, and, like, this guy has come up with this, like, extremely dumb fake software to...
It's very, like, Clueless when Claire's like, what do I wear in the morning?
Yeah. And so they're basically, like, putting everybody in dresses to see who would, like, look good in... to go and do this sting operation, and they're just objectifying everyone. But then at the end... kind of jokingly, they put Gracie in a dress, and they're all like, wait a second.
Yeah.
You could actually do this.
They're like, whoa, she's pretty.
So they choose her for the sting operation, and she doesn't want to do it at all. because
she's very, like, stuck in her own ways. Like, the thing is, she's one of those people who you can tell worked really hard for, like, where she got in her life so far.
Totally.
And doesn't think there's anything that she needs to improve on. She thinks... what she's done so far is what she's needed to do.
I don't even feel like... I feel like she's just so focused on the job.
Yeah, exactly.
She doesn't even think about other aspects of her life. And she definitely feels like femininity is a waste of time.
Yeah,
like,
because it's just...
getting dolled up, doing your hair, doing your makeup. It's like, why are you wasting your time?
I don't have time for that. There's criminals.
Yeah.
Which, you
Criminals, babes.
There's criminals, babes. They're going to blow up
Babes.
Miss USA.
What are we going to do?
Did you hear about the Americas? They're going to get blown up.
Blown right up. Yeah, so...
They convince her to do it.
Michael Caine comes in.
Ooh!
What a king.
Love. Literal king.
Yeah,
Love
what a
Michael
career
Caine.
he's had.
And, you know,
Congratulations, Michael Caine, if you're listening.
Michael Caine, if you're listening, I don't know how we got on your radar, but I will take it.
First of all, if Michael Caine is listening to this right now, wow.
I can die happy.
We've really done it.
If Michael Caine or Stanley Tucci.
Oh my God, Stanley Tucci, if you're still listening.
What if he
After we
subscribed
touched-
after Easy A after we objectified him?
Oh my God. Love that for us. Yeah, so Michael Caine, we love you. And his character is so fun in this.
His character's so fun. Like, he's very, like, you know, they take that, like, British stereotype where they're uppity and posh and have to
Very
be by...
posh.
Yeah. They take that and kind of dial it up to 10. and he's gonna train her to be in the Miss USA pageant. At this point, we're introduced to the woman running the Miss USA pageant, and her name is Kathy Morningside.
Yeah, she plays a nasty character in a lot of things.
Candace Bergen.
She might be great, but she plays a meanie in
She's
a lot
always
of movies.
mean. Just always
like Sweet Home Alabama. She's so mean.
Oh my god!
I love that movie.
That movie's
Can't wait
so
to
good.
do that movie.
We're gonna review that at some point.
Ooh.
Ooh, baby, I love your way every day. Anyway, Gracie is introduced to Michael Caine's character, and his character's name is Victor. Sorry.
Yeah, Vic.
Not Michael Caine. So Gracie meets Victor. He realizes, like, there's a lot of work to do, but first they have to make sure they can get into the competition and, you know, be able to do this undercover operation. So they talk to Kathy Morningside, who is this former Miss USA, and now she, like, runs the pageant.
You can just tell from the get she's unhinged.
Like, yeah, there's, like, she takes it very seriously.
Like, too seriously. Like, girl, calm down.
And, like, to see Gracie come in and, like, not take it seriously at all, when for some girls, like, this is their whole life, it kind of, like, sets her on edge a bit.
Yeah, she takes it very defensive. Like, she's definitely defensive after Gracie comes in.
To be fair, you can tell Gracie has some judgments about the women who do these competitions.
Totally.
She makes a lot of comments, like, you know, why do people even do this? Like, it's a beauty pageant. And everyone says, it's a scholarship competition.
It's a scholarship program.
Yeah, that's it, program. So then we get a makeover montage.
Which, like, I really still don't get beauty pageants. Not against the girls who do them, but just, I don't understand.
I love the women who do them. I think
concept.
I can't help but, like, at certain points agree with Gracie.
Yeah, like it is.
Not in, like, a negative sense, but, like, it's still archaic and objectifying. Like,
I do feel like it's misogynistic, and it's focused on, like, the outer.
Yeah, like, they have one interview segment and then a talent show, but then the rest of it is, like, evening gowns, like, swimsuits. Ugh.
It's very... I do feel like it's outdated.
It's setting a beauty standard.
That's unrealistic and unhealthy most of the time. Anyways, makeover moment.
And pretty racist as well. Like, it's just not great. At all. Anyway, makeover montage.
Yeah, let's talk about the makeover now.
So, yeah, they, like, show them, like, waxing her knuckles, like, giving her dental work, which is weird. Like, unless you're putting flippers in her mouth, like, I don't understand.
Maybe they are.
Maybe. Unless, like, they can see cavities from the stage. They were really in there. But, yeah, and, like, you know, we get a few comments about, like, how she's not allowed to eat food anymore and stuff like that.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely early 2000s vibe.
Early 2000s vibe. We all want to look like Nicole Richie.
Nobody should eat anything, and it's funny.
And it's funny.
Starvation is hilarious in 2000.
Oh, it's so rough. It's so rough.
I know. It's rough. It is. Fat phobia is.
The movie's so fun, but there are definitely some moments where you're like, this is very early 2000s.
Yeah, it's like you can't really, in a way, I don't fault the movie at all. I just fault, like, the time that it was made.
It was the mindset of the time.
It's not that bad considering the times, to be honest.
And considering other rom-coms.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
Like, it's not that bad, but there's definitely, like, just some problematic energies. But yeah, so, the makeover happens in it's really funny because they make it seem like it's, like, literally so dramatic.
Like, there's, like, an intercom where they're like, we have an emergency. Like, it's done in an airplane hangar.
It's so funny. And she walks out.
Ugh.
And she looks beautiful.
Incredible.
She looks fantastic.
Incredible.
Her hair, shiny, gorgeous, voluminous.
And, of course,
I love that blue dress.
That blue dress is everything.
So cute.
It hugs her in all the right places. She looks gorgeous.
Gorge.
Absolutely gorge. But of course this is now when Eric Mathews starts to take notice of Gracie. Yeah, and we start to see the love begin to, you know,
I feel like we saw it a little bit before, like when they have that like little fist fight towards the beginning.
Their little
like
sparring match.
Yeah, sparring.
Which, like, yeah, it's a little bit, but it felt like at that point it was very like brother, sister.
You think? I don't. I saw that very much as like like thick with sexual tension. Oh. Yeah.
Maybe I need to rewatch it.
I feel like to me that's like the most sexual tension you can have. My Aries ass. True.
Why do I keep whistling?
I don't know. You do that a lot.
Thanks. No, I'm kidding.
I wish you would have done it then when you said thanks.
Thanks, son. So, yeah, she gets her makeover, and we fly to Texas where the pageant's going to be held. She's going to be entering as Miss New Jersey, because the Miss America pageant is very weird, and they find out that the former Miss New Jersey was in a porn.
It's very weird.
It's very, like, sexist and disgusting and doesn't embrace sexuality at all. So they exclude that Miss New Jersey from the pageant, and now she will be Miss New Jersey as Gracie Lou Freebush.
Are you okay?
I don't know. My brain.
Danielle.
My brain is disconnected from my spinal cord, as Gracie Hart would say.
No. Yeah, Gracie Lou Freebush. Which in the beginning she uses as a joke, and then it becomes her actual name.
Her actual persona. She gets on the bus with all the other contestants, and
this is where she meets Miss Rhode Island.
And we also see that she has, like, little hidden cameras on her so that the rest of the FBI team can watch through the hidden cameras.
See what's going on, yeah.
And scout, and, like, of course it's all men being gross, like, oh, look at her legs. Brr, man things. Like, it's gross. But anyway, she meets Miss Rhode Island, who is so friggin' cute. I love her. Her name is Cheryl Frazier, played by Heather Burns.
I love her.
She's so sweet and so kind, and she's just one of those girls who, like, you could tell her, like, anything. Like, I eat my toenails, and she'd be like, I bet that's a really great source of nutrition. Like, she just...
Oh my God, that's so gross.
It's disgusting, and I'm so sorry I put that visual in your head. But she's just very much the type of girl who would just be, like, okay with whatever you did and find the positive in it.
She's definitely a bright side type of person. And she's, like, a little ditzy, but, like, in a really...
charming way.
Yeah, in a cute way, for sure. And, yeah, they sing the weird... song.
Oh my God.
Bus.
What is it?
I
don't know what it is either. They get to the competition, and that's when Victor has to do more training with Gracie.
Yeah, she basically hasn't slept at all. Yeah. And they just keep doing training with her constantly.
And when she's she's in her room with her new... Oh, they're at the breakfast. They're at the Miss USA breakfast, and we meet... New York, California, Hawaii and Texas.
Yep.
And they're all sitting at a table together. And this is where we'll see, like, a little bit of friendship blossoming, a little bit of competition. Like, it's very cute. Miss New York is my favorite.
You love Miss New York.
I love Miss New York. She's so cute. And we'll find out later why. I didn't realize this until we rewatched it recently. But anyway, so Gracie is roomed with Miss Texas.
Yes.
And that's when Miss Rhode Island comes and offers her hot chocolate and is, like, trying to be friends with her, and it's really sweet.
Everyone else turned me away as soon as I said chocolate. But they didn't even let me get to saying non-fat. Which is insanity. Yeah, it's so crazy.
So they just, like, bond a little bit, and that's when...
And you can tell that Gracie's, like, softening towards...
all the girls.
Cheryl a lot. Like,
but mostly most. Cheryl, yeah.
So then, again, when she's about to go to sleep...
Eric
Mathews comes to the door and is like, hey, Vic needs you. So she has to go...
I mean, if I woke up in the middle of the night to Eric Mathews knocking on my door... Yes, sir. I'll go wherever you want me to.
Period. Yeah, so they go and they do more nonstop training, baby.
Training, baby. And we find out Gracie doesn't have a talent. She said, I'll do whatever you want me to do. And Victor gets upset. So then she says, like, don't worry, I've got a talent. I've had it saved up since
I was a kid.
Since I was in high school. And he goes, you're not allowed to have sex on the stage.
Oh, yeah.
She goes, I didn't know it was an option. So the next day is one of the first competition days where, like, it's, like, preliminary stuff. They're doing it all outside. And we see...
Wait. Before that, though, when she's going back to her room, you know, this part's important.
It's important.
Mathews is walking her back to her room, and they're just being flirty.
So flirty.
And she does the thing where she's like, you want to kiss me.
You want to hug me. You think I'm sexy.
You want to make out with me. Like, whatever.
It's so good.
And then he gets really close to her.
He's like, what if I do? And, like,
gets super close to her, and then it seems like he's gonna kiss her, and he takes a bite of a Milky Way.
It's such a flex.
Is so mean because she can't eat anything right now.
Such a flex, too.
Oh, but it's so flirty and cute.
It's
and you're
so cute.
Like, yeah, I love their vibe, which it's so will they, won't they.
So will they, won't they.
Yeah.
So they're at their preliminaries, and, you know, they're showing all their talents. Texas is singing, California singing. People are doing different things. Rhode Island is doing baton twirling. And Gracie Lou Freebush pulls out a tray of water glasses. Water glasses that she can, like, play and make little music on. And it's really cute. And the audience is eating it up. And she's
dressed
like a Swedish milkmaid.
Yeah.
Almost.
Which...
very endearing.
Cute. She looks cute.
So
she's got
cute.
Blush on her cheeks.
She's like,
adorable.
She's just so charming in this scene.
I know, she's so charming.
Her
anyway.
smile.
She's so cute. Yeah, so they do their thing, and she does her thing on the stage, and then while it's happening, she sees this guy with a gun, and so she's like smiling, but she's basically like.
She's trying to speak into her earpiece.
Yeah, she's like, there's somebody here with a fucking gun. Like
in the white Stetson, and they're like, it's Texas. Everyone's wearing white Stetsons.
Yeah.
Like,
and anyway, she impulsively, because she thinks he's going to pull the gun out, jumps on him and attacks him.
From the stage.
And then she's like... trying to kind of cover that up, and she's like, I just didn't want him to smoke, like smoking's bad, and
we're anti-smoking.
He thinks again before he pulls out a cigarette.
So she's in a little bit of deep trouble for that, but they like, you know, cover it up pretty well because they think their cover's going to be blown. And then from there we have
basically she gets in trouble.
Yeah.
Because she
doesn't think before she acts.
Yeah, she's very impulsive. I think she's an Aries, 100%. But yeah, so she's feeling kind of like a failure at this point. And she goes and she's like with Vic again, and they start to have a fight because, you know, he's
pretty much telling her that she is the job and she needs to be more than the job, and that's why she doesn't have any relationships.
Yeah. He kind of clocks her.
Yeah, he's not wrong.
Yeah.
It's just something that I don't think she was ready to hear.
At that time.
Or, like, even knew about herself.
And then she's like, I'm done. I can't do this anymore. And she grabs a donut. And then he takes it from her. Vic does. And then and then she cocks the gun and points it in his face. And
a little bit problematic, babes.
And then he's like, hands her the donut. And she leaves. And she's like, I'm out of here. And she goes back to her room. No. She wants to see where Mathews is. He's swimming, and she tells him, like...
I'm quitting.
I'm done. I can't do this. And then...
he basically confesses his love to her without actually doing it.
Yeah.
He says, like, why would you quit? Like, we're so close. You're doing so well. She's like, I can't do any of this. I'm not like these other girls. And he's like... You're funny, you're talented, you're gorgeous, you're amazing, you look like Linda Evangelista. You're a model. Did you sew those tights? And he basically says, like, if they could see what I see, they'll love you. Which means
gorgeous.
he loves her.
But yeah, you're right. He did say that. He did basically say that. But it was kind of one of those, it was like such a vulnerable moment for him. And I feel like it was the first time you see like a softie side to him. Mm-hmm. And then, of course, to cover that up, he pulls her into the water with her dress on.
Yep.
And she's like, Vic is going to be mad at you.
Going to be mad at you.
You're in big
trouble.
Big trouble.
Big trouble. It's so cute.
It's a really cute scene.
They have such good chemistry in this movie. They do such a good job at making you believe like they're in love, which I believe they're in love. So no one can take that from me.
They're so cute.
That moan though. So then the next day is the swimsuit competition.
Yes. It is the swimsuit portion of the competition. And she is very resistant to going out on stage in a bikini, and I can't blame her.
No.
But...
And she's like, why do they get to wear one piece and I have to go out there in a two-piece? She goes out on stage. She gets it done. Like, they put hairspray on her butt so her swimsuit won't move. And it all goes really well, actually. She comes off stage. She's giggling. She's laughing. And, like, of course, Kathy Morningside is, like, upset about that and, like, glaring at Victor.
Oh, yeah, and I forgot. Kathy threatens her.
Yeah, she does, because I think it's after this.
It's right after this.
Yeah, so when she comes off stage, like, Kathy realizes, like, this is all a joke to her. Like, she doesn't take it as seriously as I do. Which, like, no one does, babe. No one's willing to do the things you do for it. I don't want to spoil it just yet.
But yeah, so she goes into her office like the next day or something, and Kathy is basically like, if you ruin this, like, I'll kill you.
Yeah, which is
psychotic.
Insane.
Yeah, like, you
literal
are unhinged,
insanity.
Babes.
You're unhinged, babe.
You're fucking unhinged.
You're fucking, your head's done in.
Your head's been done in, love.
She's got my head done in. So did you guys come here to listen to us talk about movies, or
Doing
like
me
just do British accents? Because I think you're just here to listen to us do British accents. Duh. So the next scene. No, I'm just kidding. I won't do that. So after that, they believe that Cheryl, Miss Rhode Island, is behind all of these threatening letters and notes, and she's the citizen, and she's gonna blow up the place or whatever.
And first of all, Gracie's like, it's not her.
Yeah, because this is when they're on stage and they're doing the interview portion. And
Gracie already knows it's not her because Gracie knows her, but they obviously don't listen to anything Gracie says. So they're like, well, she's the most likely candidate at the moment
because she like did a protest for animal abuse or something
like that. Yeah, it's like a really dumb reason.
And so that's when it pans over to her giving an interview. And they're like, "What? Describe your perfect date." And she goes,
"April 25th.
I'd have to say April 25th.
Because it's not too hot.
It's not too cold. All you need is a light jacket." It is such a well-written joke. It's like so iconic, that scene.
God. My favorite thing is that later she calls herself the female Rain Man.
Yeah. So, yeah, they say, and that's when Gracie says, like, yeah, that's a hardened criminal right there, after she gives that answer. So they tell her, like, go have girl talk.
And she's literally like, I don't know how to do that. And Vic is like, talk about faking orgasms and men not committing. Like, and she's just like, what? Like, she literally is like, I don't know how. But she goes and she's trying to figure out how to get them to basically, like, open up. Mm-hmm. And so she gets pizza, which, bitch, that would work on me. It
would have worked on me 10 years ago. But my poor, weak stomach now
can't handle pizza. But yeah, so they go to this, like, fun bar.
Yeah, she goes with Texas, California, New York, and Hawaii.
No, not Hawaii.
Hawaii's
California.
There. Yeah, I said California.
Oh.
Texas, California, New York, Hawaii.
Hawaii's there?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh.
She is.
Hawaii. Anyway.
Hawaii. So they're all there.
That detail matters.
And it really doesn't matter because she doesn't do anything there, but because she's just like part of the like little girl group. So they go to their little bar and they're drinking.
And it's fun. It's like they do like painting. Like, what is that called?
It's like a night glow bar. I don't know.
Yeah,
what
they
they're
get paint
called.
all over each other. I remember being a kid and being like, I'm doing that.
When I get older, I'm doing
when I'm
that every
21.
night.
Yeah, literally.
Haven't done it once.
Don't even know if it exists.
I don't know where I would find it.
But yeah, so they do that and they're like taking shots and drinks and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And not Gracie, Cheryl? Cheryl's getting very
drunk, but she doesn't realize it.
Loosey-goosey, yeah. And so at a certain point, Gracie is like, have you ever committed...
She says, this is so much fun, this should be illegal. Speaking of illegal things, have you ever committed a crime? Like,
so funny.
So not smooth at all. And then we find out, so Cheryl says... We've learned in the past in the movie that Cheryl's parents are pretty religious, but she says she stole a pair of red undies and
the way she's like, yeah, I have committed a crime, and she's like, Cheryl, what did you do? And she's like, I stole some red panties. My mom wouldn't get them for me.
She said they were the devil's underwear.
Panties.
That's it.
Satan's panties.
Which, like, Lil Nas, do you need a pair? Let's all get some Satan's panties from Lil Nas. Anyway, then Gracie is like, okay, if that's the worst thing she did, we're fine. But then Cheryl confesses, like, well, there is this other thing. When I was in college, a teacher wanted to talk to me about my paper. And, yeah, he attacked me. And Gracie's like, wait, what? And she's like, it's fine. It happens all the time. And Gracie's like, very obviously upset about this, and it's so sad.
She's like, Cheryl, no, like, I can teach you maneuvers to avoid that ever happening again.
Yeah.
Like, she's like, it's not okay, it's not normal. And she's like, you're the first person I've ever told. It's like,
yeah, it's just so sad because it's how so many women talk about assault and things like that. Like, we're so, or just people in general, it's difficult to talk about assault. It's so easy to just, like, brush it off and be like, well, it's something I have to deal with and never report or think about again.
It's awful.
It's terrible. But so that's when Gracie realizes, like, this girl did not do it. But then also Cheryl passes out and they're in the bathroom cleaning her up. And that's when Miss Texas reveals that Kathy Morningside is getting fired from Miss America.
Yes.
And she threw a chair out her window.
And she threw a chair
out her window.
And she was the runner-up the year that she actually won Miss USA. But suddenly, somehow, the real winner got sick.
The real winners got food poisoning mysteriously. I just like doing a southern accent.
Mysterious food poisoning. So, yeah.
We find out that Kathy has
she has some motivation to be a criminal.
And that's, it like clicks in Gracie's brain. So she runs back to the hotel to find Eric. And that's where we see that their boss is also in the room, which he hasn't been there the entire time. And he's on the phone. And we find out that they think they found the citizen, the person sending in all these threatening notes. They said they found this man in a bunker in, like, Nevada or something with a bunch of explosives. And Gracie's like, no, it's Kathy Morningside. I have a really good feeling about this. Like, please trust me. And
he goes off on her and he's basically like, you're the reason that I'm even here.
Yep.
Like, you need to... basically shut up.
Yeah, he's like, why should I trust you when the past 2 times we've tried to trust you, it's been wrong. And you just, like, act on impulse. And also, you're a woman.
Yeah, that
like,
part.
Very much, like... And so he asks, like, Eric, like, do you think that Kathy Morningside has a reason to do this? And Eric says, nope.
Which is such a betrayal. Because they've been working together so well this whole time. And it's like, why wouldn't he believe her?
Because he said he's the job too. And all relationships suffer when you're the job.
So he says no, he doesn't believe her. Mm-hmm. And basically she hands over her gun and badge and decides
she's still going to stay in the pageant. She's still going to
stay in the pageant even though she doesn't have... the FBI behind her anymore. So
she's staying as a private citizen.
Yeah, which is it shows how much she
cares.
wants to protect these girls because
so cute.
she's the job and she gave up her gun and badge.
Yeah, so then we find out through Victor that
he has to leave too.
Yeah. And so we have this really sad moment, or sad and touching, where Victor tells Gracie, like, if I had a daughter, I imagine she'd be a lot like you, which is why I never procreated.
Asshole.
So he has to leave. So she kind of has to do the makeup and everything all by herself. But as Victor's leaving with Eric, Victor reveals that Kathy and her son do have a violent history. Like, her son, like, changed his last name so he could get off on all these charges and everything. And that's when it clicks in Eric's head, like, oh, right, we should probably look into this. So him and Victor decide to stay behind. But while this is happening,
this is your favorite
It's
scene.
my favorite scene. Girl power. Anyway. Gracie shows up to the competition. This is, like, the big day when, like, the winner will be announced. And she's, like, very obviously a mess. And she comes in, doesn't have any makeup on. Everyone's like, are you okay? What's going on? And she's like, yeah, is this lipstick? Like, obviously holding up foundation. And that's when everyone's like, oh, no. And, like, all of the girls she was just with the night before, like, rally around her and do her hair for her and do her makeup. And it's just, like, so nice to see them put the competition aside just so she can still look good. I think it's so sweet. It's my favorite scene.
It is a really touching moment, and I feel like, again, I think, you know, women in pageants get this rap of being cutthroat and, you know, diabolical, but I think more realistically, they're just all trying their best, you know?
So they all go out there, and she looks amazing. She looks gorgeous, baby. And she makes it to the top 10. This is when we see Eric and Victor come back, and they're like, hey, we're here, we believe you, we're gonna help. And she makes it to the top 10 all by herself.
Which is amazing.
Yeah, because, like, now that she doesn't have the FBI to be like, she has to get into the top 5, she did that all on her own, which is so sweet. She's really learned and grown. And then we have a few funny scenes in the meantime, like, she has an interview where that's not till later, but she has to do a talent, and, like, everyone drinks her water glasses that she was playing on. So she decides she's gonna beat up Eric on stage.
She basically wants to teach women how to defend themselves.
Yeah. And it's really cute.
It's really cute, and there's a scene where, because she actually hurt him, and so he's reluctant to, like, help, and she's like, it seems like Elwick's a little skilled.
Little Elwick's a little skilled.
Like, just giving him
I think
shit.
he could use some applause, like, on national television.
Love it. He deserves it.
100%. So then we get to the top 5, and she's selected to be in the top 5, and this is also one of my favorite scenes, because Miss New York doesn't make it to the top 5, and as she's walking off stage, she runs up to the front and goes, I just want to let all the lesbians out there know, if I made it to the top 10 of Miss America, you can too. Tina, I love you. And, like, they're, like, pulling her off stage.
And Tina's out there like, I love you, baby.
And I think it's just such a cute moment to be like, hey, she was a lesbian the whole time.
But that's what was so funny is, like, when we watched this, like, on Danielle's birthday last year, and the whole time you kept talking about Miss New York. I love Miss New York. I always loved Miss New York. She's the best.
I had such a crush on her.
And we completely forgot about that.
And then when that happened, I was like, oh my God, you dingus. Of course you love Miss New York.
It's like the queerness jumps out.
The queerness jumps out. It's
so funny.
It's so fun. I literally was thinking, like, I can't remember why, but I always was obsessed with Miss New York. Thought she was so pretty, so funny, so fun. And then when that happened, I was like,
we were
there it
dying.
is. There it is. Figured it out.
Dying. Because you literally kept talking about her
the
whole
stop.
movie. It was so funny.
It was so funny. So we have our top 5. It's Miss Texas, Miss New Jersey, Miss Rhode Island, I think California, and then Nebraska. We don't know who Nebraska is. But,
yeah.
They're doing the interview.
But also, in the, like, backdrop, you're kind of seeing, like, Kathy and her son doing like shady shit.
It's so weird. Throughout the whole movie, we have these random scenes of like Kathy Morningside and her son. Like, they don't show them because you're not supposed to know who it is yet, but they show them like setting up a bomb, exploding a mannequin. It's kind of like unnecessary.
Yeah, totally unnecessary.
I said during the movie, I was like, it's just so like any of the men watching can be interested because fire and explosion,
boom, big boom,
big boom, make me go yeah. Like, it's stupid. So they're giving an interview, and you know, Gracie knows it's Kathy at this point, and they say like, you know, a lot of feminists believe this is archaic. Like, what do you think about that? And Gracie essentially gives like this really well-rounded, great answer about how like
she used to be one of those girls. Yeah,
and that she, you know, has grown to really love and care for the women that she is next to, and like realized how much she's grown since the beginning of the competition. And then she says, if anyone tries to hurt any of my new friends, I will make them pay.
And like, if they run, I will chase them down.
You will wish you were never born.
It's like so funny.
Threatening. So then we have our final contestants, and they're counting down, and Gracie's realizing like, oh my gosh, it's in the crown. The bomb is in the crown.
She realizes it because the queen from last year is like, oh, Kathy took the crown to get polished, and she's like, oh my god, it's gonna be in the crown. So she's trying to let Vic know, and she's like,
and no one's understanding.
Yeah, she's like, it's the crown, and he's like, yes, focus on the crown, be the crown, you are the crown. And she's like, no, and then she's getting like rushed out, and she's looking at Mathews, like kind of gesturing like crown.
And he's like, what?
No, that part's so frustrating.
But then he sees the son like walking up this big like Statue of Liberty statue on stage with like a remote control device.
Yeah.
So he follows him, and Gracie's realizing like, it's the crown. I'm gonna have to do whatever I can to get the crown off the winner's head. Gracie is the first runner up, all by herself. The judges loved her. I thought that was always nice. Like, even though she was supposed to be this train wreck in this mess, she still beat out all these women who had been working so hard because she is just like a genuine, like, sweet, charming person, you know?
Yeah.
So Gracie is crowned first runner-up, and that means Miss Rhode Island, Cheryl, is the winner. And as Gracie's hugging her, she says, don't put on the crown, don't put on the crown. And Cheryl's like, what?
Yeah.
She's so cute. And so it's pretty much all devolves from there. It's chaos because Gracie's getting dragged off stage because she's trying to run and protect Cheryl and grab the crown, while Eric is like fighting with the son over this little remote control for the bomb. And Gracie finally gets up to Cheryl and is like ripping the crown off her head, is punching contestants that are trying to stop her.
Meanwhile, the guy is the like other male host is just like, she's Beauty and she's Grace. She's like, he's still performing while this entire scene is like devolving.
Singing, and Cheryl's just sitting there sobbing. And so finally, Kathy Morningside picks up the remote control to detonate the bomb. Gracie throws it. It's this big dramatic moment. And, you know, that's when everyone realizes, like, oh, she's just been trying to help us this whole time. Yeah. And Kathy gets arrested.
They exchange some words, and then Mathews and Gracie are talking, and basically
he lays a big fat one on her.
They finally kiss, and it's such a good moment.
They did
and he
such
basically
a good job
says, like,
building up the tension.
I agree. And he basically says, like, once we get back to New York, like, I want to take you out. I know.
Which, like, what better person to, like, fall in love with in that type of job than someone who has the same exact job? Because no one else can understand that job unless they have it.
Yeah.
And it's just, they build the tension so well throughout the whole movie. You're just like, kiss, kiss, kiss.
Yeah.
And then they finally do. And so the next scene, Gracie and Mathews are going to leave and head back to D.C. When Victor comes running out. They found an incendiary device at the good farewell breakfast, and they go running back, and Gracie realizes it was a setup because they are crowning her Miss Congeniality. It's such a sweet moment. Like, you can tell all the girls really love her. It's not Miss Fan Favorite like on RuPaul's Drag Race. It's Miss Congeniality. Congeniality.
I feel like it's just such a cute moment because she acknowledges that, you know, she really grew to love and appreciate these girls, and this experience really changed her as a person. And like, she's just, and at the very end of her speech, she's like, and I really do want world peace. It's so cute.
Which I don't. I don't want world peace.
Ma'am.
I want world war.
Stop.
Just kidding, I don't. Nobody fight.
Heck?
Stop fighting. The girls are fighting.
Don't say that.
I was kidding. God. And it's just like a really sweet way to end the movie because it's like her learning and growing that, like, you know.
I like that even though it did have, like, obviously a really cute romantic comedy plot, it ended with her, like, expressing that she's changed and, like, learned so much about herself.
Yeah, 100%.
I really like that it ended that way.
I agree. So, and that's the end of the movie. That's Miss Congeniality.
There she is.
Miss America.
She's beauty and she's great.
You're one in a million.
She's Miss United States.
She's a lady. We're just going to do the whole soundtrack.
Oh my God. One bar from each.
So,
song.
Catherine.
Yes.
Oh, I have a question for you.
What is it?
How did this movie book you up?
I feel like, I just love the romantic tension between Mathews and Hart. Like, it's so Aries. It's so, like, it's so fraught with tension. And
Fraught.
it's just, like, I don't know. It's so fun to me. I love that he, like, yeah, there is a moment of him being like, damn, she can be really hot. But it's so clear that he did have feelings for her before. And, like, you know, he loves her as a person.
Yeah.
And, I don't know. I always loved that dynamic that they had.
Yeah.
'Cause it was just so, like, the word combative just comes to my mind. I mean,
Which is like the number one word I want to hear when I think of a relationship.
Right? I'm such an Aries. I just love that tension. Just them bickering and, like, outdoing each other.
Yeah.
It's just, I love that. So I think that's probably how this movie fucked me up. So Danielle.
Yes.
How did this movie fuck you up?
I think it has to be watching her grow throughout the whole movie and watching her realize, like, you know,
You have a soft spot for a pick-me turned a girl's girl.
I really do, because I feel like that's like my own story. I definitely relate to it a lot. Like, there's a lot to be said for someone who grows from internal misogyny to realizing, like, you don't have to, like, be one of the guys to feel powerful
And hate women.
To be within your own power, you know, and to, like, love the women and embrace and uplift the women around you. You don't have to tear them down in order to do that. So I think it's just a really nice message within the romantic comedy aspects. Like, I think it sends a good message, like, just because, like, these women are beautiful and, like, what you would consider superficial doesn't mean that they're any less deserving of the respect that someone who's considered a tomboy or good at their job is.
Totally.
Because that's their job. They're good at that. So I'm a very big fan of it.
You are.
I am. Because I think it's the direction we all need to be going. We can embrace, like, hyper femininity, and we can embrace masculinity. We can embrace tomboy, androgyny. We can just embrace every ideology when it comes to gender or how it's perceived, and just let people be and uplift each other when we can.
I feel like in my life I've experienced a lot of, like, women thinking that I was just, like, a dumb blonde. Like, certain types of women.
Yeah.
And I think, you know, I definitely am hyper feminine for sure. I've always been a girl's girl. I've always been that way. And I think it's such an interesting perspective to have because it's like, if you actually get to know me, you know, I'm like, you know, very intelligent and deep and whatever. And I think being able to embrace both aspects of me, like of my divine feminine and masculine, has been such an interesting journey for me to tap more into like that masculine, where for you it's been more about tapping into the feminine.
Yeah, 100%. I just think, you know, I had a thought and I lost it.
Love that for you. But yeah, so definitely such a cute movie, a classic if there ever has been one.
Yes, 100%.
Love it.
Catherine, did they? Didn't they?
They did, baby.
They didn't. Just kidding, they did. Of course
like,
they did.
Excuse me?
They 100% did.
They did.
In such a cute way.
Yeah.
They're so hot.
They're really cute.
They're beautiful.
I love them.
Sorry for my sniffles. My allergies just like went through the roof at the end of this. They said, I'm here. You're queer. And we're going nowhere.
Wow.
You know.
They
Beautiful
came in,
sentiment.
they took over.
Yeah. So that's it for this week. Friends, family, everything in between.
It is.
It is. That's it. That's the end of the movie. That's what we have to say about it. We love it. We live it. We learn it.
Please rate, subscribe,
like,
leave
swipe
comments. Let us know what you want us to review.
up. Go to our Twitter or our Instagram.
Do it.
We're going to be
Follow,
posting.
subscribe, download,
Leave a comment.
like,
Let us know
comment. Just do it all, baby.
Leave a comment and let us know what movie you would like to see or hear us do, because this is an audio medium.
It is?
It is. No one can see us.
I didn't
know.
know.
Isn't that a shame?
I didn't know.
You're missing our beautiful faces.
Yeah.
Anyway, we will be back this time next week.
Yes, we will.
We will. Talking and laughing and loving and learning.
Okay. Did you have espresso, baby?
A little bit. Live, laugh, love.
All right. Oh, no. All right, y'all. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for listening.
Bye.
Goodbye, beautifuls.